cheated, lied to, or tricked? She's tackling every opportunity to make something that went wrong right. Better Call Behnken is on your side.
The Florida Attorney General's office and the Florida Department of Law Enforcement recently shut down hundreds of fraudulent SunPass websites designed to try to steal your money.
But that hasn't stopped the crooks from creating new ones and continuing to send them to Floridians with threatening text messages to pay unpaid tolls. The elderly wife of a Pinellas County man fell for the scheme and ended up out more than $4,500. And that's when they knew they'd better call Behnken. 8 on your side consumer investigator Shannon Behnken joins us now in studio.
Jen, Josh, if you have a cell phone, you've likely received these messages at least a couple times a week. And even though 8 on your side and the government has warned consumers, these criminals are still stealing money, especially from the elderly.
It's a shame and a sin how they do this to people.
At 80 years old, Ed Mondello works full days driving a truck. He met me on a lunch break to try to help his wife after she mistakenly clicked on a fraudulent link in a threatening text message claiming she had unpaid tolls.
They said she didn't pay the toll, and she had to pay the toll $6.99 by a certain time. If not, it'll go on her credit report and she would lose her registration. I feel lousy. I mean, she's going to be 83 years old. She can never make up that money again. You know, it's ridiculous.
Ed tells me his wife used her Achieva credit union debit card to pay $6.99, but crooks used her debit card 25 times over 3 days at Staples stores based in Connecticut and Massachusetts.
Every time her balance went down, the bank took it out of her savings and put it in her checking so nothing would bounce. There's all kinds of red flags here. Staples, they're all in one place too.
The Mondellos reported the fraud to Achieva and filed a police report. The fraud happened in February, and they recently received this letter saying that because this was a digital payment, they won't be reimbursed. It was devastating news. I contacted Achieva and was initially told the claim was denied because the thief put Mrs. Mondello's debit card in an Apple digital wallet and would not have been able to do so if Mondello did not share the passcode that the credit union sent her as a security measure. This is something the Mondellos insist didn't happen. But days later, there was good news. It was determined a vendor for the credit union should have caught these suspicious repeated amounts, and since it failed to do so, the Mondellos would receive every penny back. Ed tells me the credit union returned each of the transactions, totaling more than $4,500. He's relieved, and he says his wife learned a big lesson the hard way about clicking on links that show up in a text message. And a spokesperson for Achieva Credit Union tells me their vendor was already in the process of investigating this issue, but if there was not a vendor mistake that was found, the Mondellos would have been out all of the money. So Achieva says this is a reminder to guard your PIN number very carefully, and they also sent some more consumer tips, and I have included those in my story on WFLA.com.
Like using your credit card, not your debit card, so that it doesn't link right to your bank account. You have a lot of good information. Yes. How widespread is this scam? Because I know I have definitely gotten these text messages. I know you have too.
Well, when I saw this story, his story, I knew I wanted to do it because I receive these text messages routinely on my phone. I know a lot of you do. Law enforcement has shut down hundreds of these fake sites, but more keep popping up. And remember, SunPass will not text you. They will not ask you to pay through a link, so always contact SunPass directly to ask any questions about your bill.
Honestly, if I see the word toll in a text message, I just delete it. Exactly. Thank you very much. If you have a problem that needs solving, better call Behnken. The number is 1-855-BEHNKEN, or you can reach her on Facebook at WFLA Shannon.